What if I told you that the fitness marketing questions you are asking in January of 2020 are the same questions that you should be asking now, post or shall we say mid pandemic? Surprised? There's a chance you might not have been asking and you were assuming too much back then. You might have been even getting away with it, but you won't anymore. Now is not the time to assume, pretend, or just plow through with the same message that you've always had. If you're still persuading them based on the need for fat loss and overall health, you're missing the boat. The biggest obstacle now isn't time, it's actually fear for many. How are you overcoming that? I'm Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to the Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast, where I share marketing and sales strategies that are anything but sleazy, salesy, and pushy, so that you can build a business and a life that you love during COVID or anytime. And this is all about how do you attract, especially those females who are in midlife who need you. But if you serve males, you serve any other ages as well, keep listening because this is for all of us. What I want to share with you today is brought to you by the Flipping 50 Fitness Specialist. And thanks to all of those people who got in during July and August for the very special start to a busier fall and a better business. What I'm going to talk about with you right now is in this particular example, we're all probably restarting businesses, courses, programs, packages that we may not have offered before. At least that's a smart thing to do because we know we've got to pivot somehow. What was working is not necessarily working now. So if you're really tuned in to your marketing, then you're tuned in to your market and their concerns and fears are different now. Sure, they may need weight loss and they may need to overcome or reverse their type 2 diabetes, but there's more to it now. They're asking, how do I do that? Do I do that at home? Do I get a trainer who can serve me there? Do I watch something online? Do I come in? Do I wear a mask? Do I want to do that? Is it smart for me to do that? Because really, truly, none of us knows. We're all making the best decision in the moment we're in with the information we have at this moment. In this example that I'm about to give you, I want you to think about your ideal customer and the problem you solve for them. If you're still working with everybody and you can solve every problem, this really isn't going to help you. So if you've already identified your customer, your process or method, and you know what transformation you get them, then this is for you. And if you haven't yet done all those things, pay attention to the words that I'm using here because it's time that you start. Sit down with some paper and some time and think about who it is you have worked with that you loved working with. You got them great results in a transformation, and put that into words because that may be your marketing gold. All right, let's say this fall, you're offering a program that starts in fall, as we so often do. But if you're still listening and this is late in the year and you're about to start marketing your January programs, this also is applicable. Let's say you're offering a weight loss session for your ideal customer who's been at home, been on the couch, been in the pantry, been stressed, and gained that quarantine 15. The most common mistake that you'll make, you start talking about your program. What? You might be thinking, then how do they find out about it? I get it. But you don't want, for instance, to jump onto a Facebook Live or write a blog post titled, "Here's why you should join my program," right? And you wouldn't do that. No one is going to be motivated to tune into that. That's just you talking about what you have. You have to talk about the topic of your program, the problem that you're solving. Get on to talk about that. You want to talk about the questions that your audience is already asking about that problem. That's the gold so that you can connect to them on it. So, at the very root of a successful program is the fact that you always build the program based on what your audience is telling you they want. The two big questions that you want to ask that could solve all of your marketing problems are you asking? And number two is, are you listening? It's really that simple. There's no trying to figure it out or detective work. You just ask, you listen, you build it. And then when you start talking about the problem, you understand it. And when you start talking about the fact that there is a solution, you give them quick wins. And when you tell them there is a more permanent, easy solution, you reveal that you have a program that would be perfect. In other words, that you are the solution. You want to start with better fitness marketing questions. So the question isn't, or shouldn't be, what's your special going to be next month? And all too often, that's it. If your marketing plan has been to list the discounts that you're doing every month through the end of the year, and then you think you have your business plan, it's time to launch Fitness Marketing 2.0. Have you surveyed lately? Why not let your customers, your audience, your tribe tell you? Ask the simple question, what do you want right now? Maybe it's, what do you need right now? How has your fitness changed since COVID began? If you could wave a magic wand, what would you like to change about your fitness in 2 months? Instead, what's so often true of fitness professionals is the temptation to jump into why your program is perfect. And it's the perfect time to lose the quarantine 15th. And then you tell them everything that they get, how many sessions, how many weeks, how much nutrition information, how many handouts, and you tell them the price. Those are just features. So find out how to find better fitness customers. So what you need to have is someone searching for answers find you. So have a blog or a video that you create, or the live Facebook that you did, feel like you read their mind. And here's how you can do that. That is truly a warm lead. I want you to try a tool called answerthepublic.com. It's free. You have a limited number of free searches daily, though. So think a little bit before you get there. It's all based on your IP address. So don't mess around. Play with words first and then enter them. You want to narrow things down a little bit. By now, if you're listening to this podcast, you know that weight loss is way too broad a topic. Ask as if you were the target market you want to attract. A weight loss program for a 60-year-old woman is going to be very different than for a postnatal mama or a 20-something bride, right? So ask, how to lose weight before my wedding, or how to lose weight after 60. You type in terms, and the search site basically spits out all the questions people are searching for about that topic. The terms you type in might be wedding planning or after 60 instead of actually weight loss. So it's just an idea. If you're going to attract people who gained weight, to use our original example, you have to meet them where they are now. So what do they think right now? What are they searching for online? So again, you might think weight loss, but that is such a big topic. You can imagine COVID weight or quarantine 15 might be another term to play with. You'll come up with a list of questions so that you can use and you can tease them in, say, a Facebook Live session a webinar or a blog or podcast even before you release it. You may find others start adding questions too in your comments while you're on live. They'll add their own. Now you have an engaged audience and an interactive session. Essentially, those people who are adding comments are telling you what they want and what they'd be more likely to buy if you address those questions. Say you identify 6 steps for losing weight in COVID. Whether you do a live video or you give them quick wins to 1 or 2 of those things in depth, don't hold back. For respect of their time, you want to keep Facebook Live to an hour or a short post and let them know that you have time constraints, right? And you want to honor theirs. Then let them know that if they want more, the other 5 parts that are equally important, and show them where they can go and get them. We can't stand, as people, we just can't stand incomplete loops or missing pieces when it's something that we really care about. So that's the time to link to your program. Need more support? You might like this. And then you want to know, how do you make an irresistible offer? And just, it is not discounting. That actually devalues your program. So if you're still operating on that model, you've just trained everybody to never, ever, ever buy you at your real true value. So I hope you're inflating your price if you're constantly having sales and you can't seem to sell yourself at a regular rate. There are other awesome ways to increase your value and remove bonuses instead of putting up a sale price. So you can come up with 8 to 10 questions that you'll answer in a webinar or a blog. And if I'm launching a program, I'll use relative questions as prompts for short podcasts leading up to a program. And in every episode, I insert the program as the sponsor of the episode. I'm growing my list no matter when somebody hears it, because if the program isn't open, there's always a notification list so that they'll be the first to know when it is open. There you have it. A super simple marketing cheat. Use it. It's free. And sure, you can upgrade anytime you want to a paid version. I've never needed to use it. When you go and play with this, it's going to be like crack. Answerthepublic.com. Go in, put your term in, and you'll get all kinds of questions. You may not want half of them, but you can use the rest. Each one of them could become a blog post. Each one of them could become a YouTube video. You could take 5 and use them as a Q&A session and let people know you're answering questions about, maybe your topic is weight loss, and you're going to show up and answer the 5 most common questions that you've recently picked up. People will come and listen, especially if they're your ideal candidate. There you have it. A quick and easy way to make your marketing better for fall. I will put the links in the show notes to the Flipping 50 Fitness Specialist. That actually comes with a mastermind on the end of it if you choose the advanced version. One question I'm often asked is, does that come or offer CECs? Right now, we're in the middle of application processes for multiple places. So NASM and ACE. So stay tuned, and yes, and we will make that retroactive if you're already in. So don't wait. What are you waiting for? People need you right now more than ever.